Elon Musk's SpaceX broke its own annual orbit launch record last year, and it's looking to pick up the blistering pace further in 2022 to an average rate of 1 per week. According to CNBC, during a meeting of a key NASA agency, Oversight Committee panel member Sandra Magnus said that the private company is targeting an ambitious 52-launch manifest for 2022. NASA and SpaceX will have to be watchful during 2022 that they're not victims of their success, Magnus said during the meeting. There's an ambitious 52-launch manifest for SpaceX over the course of the year, and that's an incredible pace. SpaceX successfully launched 31 launches in 2021, which beats its previous record of 26 in 2020. The company launches these satellites every couple of weeks in 50 to 60 vehicle batches. Musk said the company was striving to hit 48 launches in 2021, but only made it to 31. In addition, there are now 1,469 Starlight satellites active, with 272 moving in operational orbits currently. In July of 2021, Musk said that laser links in orbit can reduce long-distance latency by as much as 50% due to the higher speed of light in vacuum and shorter paths than undersea fiber. January 6, SpaceX kicked off 2022 with Starlink launch. SpaceX claimed to be the first space mission of 2022. The company sent 49 Starlink satellites into Earth's orbit aboard a Falcon 9 rocket, bringing its grand satellite total to just under 2,000. Starlink is SpaceX's endeavor to bring low-cost wireless internet connectivity to remote locations by placing thousands of satellites into orbit. The innovative idea, though, has received its fair share of criticism. Astronomers worry, for instance, that too many satellites in the sky will interfere with astronomical observations. First quarter, IM-1. SpaceX will launch the Intuitive Machines lander on the Moon as part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services program. It will carry 5 payloads. SpaceX is also expected to send the Doge-1 cryptocurrency financed satellite, weighing 88 pounds, as a rideshare. January, Transporter-3. This will be SpaceX's third smallsat rideshare mission, where the company launches smaller satellites for clients for just $1 million. It will take off from Space Launch Complex 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Early 2022, Falcon Heavy USS F-44. This is a classified mission for the United States Space Force. It will send up 2 satellites, one of which is dubbed Tetra-1, to geosynchronous orbit. It will take off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. February 2nd, NROL-87. This classified mission will take off from Space Launch Complex 4E at the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. February 21, Crew Dragon Axiom-1. This will launch 4 crew members to the International Space Station using the Crew Dragon capsule: Michael Lopez Alegria, Larry Connor, Mark Pathy, and Etienne Stibe. It will take off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. No earlier than March, Worldview Legion Earth 1 and 2. This will send up 2 observation satellites on 2 Falcon 9 rockets. This mission will take off from Space Launch Complex 4E at the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Early, SES-03B Empower. This will launch 3 medium Earth orbit broadband satellites, with 3 more in 2022 completing the launch plans. March, Transporter-4. SpaceX is scheduled to launch its 4th smallsat rideshare mission around this time to a sun-synchronous orbit. It will include Planet IQ's GNOMS-3 satellite. Second quarter, Falcon Heavy USS F-52. This United States Space Force mission will launch an unknown payload. It will take off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Second quarter, Falcon Heavy Viasat-3. This will launch a satellite close to geostationary orbit. It will provide up to 1 terabyte per second of network capacity and forms part of a 3-satellite planned upgrade. The power of Falcon Heavy means the company can send the satellite very close to its final position. This means the satellite won't take weeks moving to its final position, so Viasat can start using it much faster. It will take off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. April, Nilesat 301. This mission, announced in January 2020, will launch the Nilesat 301 geostationary communication satellite with the Falcon 9 rocket. Amir Imam, head of the space sector at Nilesat, claimed at a United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs conference in July 2021 that it would launch in April 2022. April 15th, Crew Dragon Crew 4. This will launch 4 astronauts to the International Space Station: NASA astronauts Kjell Lindgren and Robert Hines, ESA astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti, and a 4th crew member. It will take off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. May, CRS-25. SpaceX plans to launch the 25th Commercial Resupply Services mission for NASA. This will send supplies to the International Space Station, including parts to complete the ISS rollout solar arrays. It will take off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Teslarati explains that these 6 solar arrays, launched over 3 resupply missions, weigh around 1,550 pounds each and generate up to 20 kilowatts. It's expected to be one of the heaviest unpressurized payloads to ever launch on one of SpaceX's capsules. June. Transporter. SpaceX's website lists a small-sat rideshare mission in June to a sun-synchronous orbit. Mid. SES-03B mPOWER. This will launch 3 more medium Earth orbit broadband satellites to complete the set. This launch is notable as SpaceX will not try to save the Falcon 9 rocket after, which means SpaceX can spend more fuel on sending the satellite closer to its final position. Mid to late. Falcon Heavy USSF-67. This is a classified mission to geostationary Earth orbit. The center core of the 3-core rocket will be expanded. It will take off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Second half. Amazonas Nexus. This satellite from Spanish operator Hispasat will provide communications in geostationary orbit. Second half. NROL-85. This mission is expected to use a Falcon 9 rocket. Third quarter. Galaxy 31 and 32. This will launch 2 satellites as part of a $390 million 7-satellite contract with Intelsat, split between SpaceX and Arianespace. Third quarter. Galaxy 33 and 34. This is the second launch as part of a contract with Intelsat. August. Falcon Heavy Psyche. This orbiter is destined for a 140-mile wide asteroid. Scientists speculate that the asteroid, located in the belt between Mars and Jupiter, could be the remnants of an old planet due to its iron and nickel composition. September CRS-26. This will complete the 3-launch solar arrays upgrade for the International Space Station. It will take off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. September. Tranche 0. SpaceX secured the $150 million contract for this mission in January 2021. It will launch satellites for the Space Development Agency's Tranche 0 transport and tracking layer. This is designed to track ballistic missiles. This will take off from Space Launch Complex 4E at the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Fourth quarter IM-2. SpaceX will launch the Intuitive Machines lander on the Moon as part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services program. Fall. Crew Dragon Axiom 2. Axiom Space plans to launch a crewed mission every 6 months, which means a second mission should take place around this time. The mission is expected to go to the ISS. It will launch former NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson, champion GT racer John Schaffner, and the winner from the upcoming reality TV show Who Wants to Be an Astronaut. Late. Arctic Satellite Broadband Mission. This mission will carry 2 of Space Norway's satellites. October. Crew 5. This will be SpaceX's 5th non-test crewed mission for NASA. It will launch NASA astronauts Nicole Mann and Josh Cassada, JAXA's Koichi Wakata, and a 4th unnamed astronaut to the ISS. October. Transporter. SpaceX's website lists a small-sat rideshare mission in October to a sun-synchronous orbit. This could be the first SpaceX mission to launch a Russian cosmonaut. Dmitry Rogozin, Director General of Russian space agency Roscosmos, said in October 2021 that, in our view, SpaceX has already acquired enough experience for us to be able to put our cosmonauts on Crew Dragon. Negotiations will determine the finer details of any potential deal in this area. It will take off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. November. Surface Water and Ocean Topography. This mission, also known as SWOT, is a collaboration between NASA, France's Centre National d'Études Spatiales, and the United Kingdom Space Agency. It will carry out global surveys of Earth's surface water. This mission will take off from Space Launch Complex 4E at the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. December IM-2. Intuitive Machines' second mission will land 130 kilograms or 287 pounds on the Moon's South Pole. The company is partnered with Spaceflight Inc. for rideshare opportunities. Unknown. Intelsat 40E. Announced in March 2022, this will launch a communications satellite for Intelsat. The service will be used by governments and corporations in North and Central America. Unknown. GPS-3 SV06. This global positioning satellite will be used as part of the constellation of 31 satellites. Unknown. Inmarsat 6B. This will launch the GX-6B satellite to support Inmarsat's developing high-speed broadband network. It will operate in a geostationary orbit. Unknown. SES-18 and 19. These 2 satellites for communications firm SES will launch together on a single rocket from Cape Canaveral. Unknown. Starship/Super Heavy Orbital Test Flight. SpaceX's giant Starship and Super Heavy prototype is expected to complete its orbital test flight at some point over the coming year. It will take off from the company's Starbase facility in Texas. While it would certainly be admirable to meet the figure, NASA's ASAP panel also warned of the disadvantages of having such a tightly packed manifesto. Both NASA and SpaceX will need to ensure that the right attention and priority is focused on NASA missions, and that the right resources are used to maintain this pace in a safe operation.